Hi everyone and welcome back to week 3 of the 2014 NFL season. I'd just like to thank each and every one of you for helping me attain my goal of getting 500 subscribers on my YouTube channel. It really means a lot to me. Don't forget, all of my subscribers have a chance to win some Let's Take the Man's Money gear, so make sure you subscribe. My two winners for this week, I'd like to announce our Brown Shoe T2 from Ohio and CBTM Club from California. Congratulations to you. On to 600 subscribers and on to this week's picks. Here are my ATS picks for the week. I'm 5-2-1 so far. The first game we're going to look at has Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Atlanta. In the Thursday night game, the Falcons are 6-point favorites at home. The Buccaneers have lost back-to-back at home against a second-string quarterback and a third-string quarterback. Now they have to go on the road and face one of the better quarterbacks in the league, Matt Ryan. A lot of the problems Tampa's having is on defense, where defensive coordinator Leslie Frazier is in charge. He was the head coach of my Minnesota Vikings last year and did a terrible job in my personal opinion. You can't even blame Atlanta for their loss last week against Cincinnati. If you watch my rankings videos, you'll see I've got the Bengals as the #1 team in the league right now. I think this will be an easy game for Atlanta. So lay the points and take the Falcons -6. Our second game has the Washington Redskins going to Philadelphia, where the Eagles are 6.5-point favorites at home. Philadelphia is coming off that emotional win at Indianapolis on the Monday night. Could be a little bit of a letdown here. The Redskins are now going to have to go with quarterback Kirk Cousins under center. I think he gives the Redskins a better option anyways. A lot of people agree. This game should actually be pretty close. That might be a little high of a number, so let's take the points and let's take Washington plus 6.5. Our third game has the Tennessee Titans going to Cincinnati, where the Bengals are 6.5-point favorites at home. I mentioned earlier that I have the Bengals as my #1 ranked team. They are solid on both sides of the ball. I think the new offensive coordinator, Hugh Jackson, is a big help to that team. They're missing A.J. Green, but they still should have more than enough to cover the spread here. It's under a touchdown. So lay the points and take Cincinnati -6.5. And the fourth game we're going to look at has the Green Bay Packers going to Detroit, where the Lions are 1.5-point favorites at home. What can I say about Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers? The guy seems to own the division. They've only lost a couple of games and recently. Last year, without Rodgers, remember, he had broken his collarbone. He came back in Week 17 to break Chicago's hearts and sneak into the playoffs. 2 years before that, his record was 11-1 straight up. Here's a guy who just seems to do it to all the other NFC North Division teams. So you get the points. Let's take them. Take the Packers plus 1.5. And don't forget to check James Carter TV's YouTube channel out. I'll leave the link in the description below, as I leave the link to all of my weekly shoutouts. Okay, here are my over-under plays for the week. I'm 4-4 so far. The first game we're going to look at is a game we talked about earlier. Tampa Bay is going to Atlanta, and that number is 45. Tampa Bay's defense is very suspect, as I mentioned, and Atlanta scores a lot of points, especially at home. Let's take over 45. The second game we're going to look at, another one I talked about, Washington's at Philadelphia. That number's 50. Kirk Cousins, I believe, gives a better chance for Washington's offense to score points, and Philadelphia has that rapid-fire offense. They can put up points in a hurry. Let's take over the 50. The third game we're going to look at is San Diego at Buffalo. It's a very interesting game. You saw how San Diego was able to control the clock last week against the champs. This is something that the Chargers have actually done for a long time. Last year, they led the league in drives of 15 plays or more. I do think, though, on the road, traveling from one corner of the country to the other in a different time zone, they might not be as sharp offensively, and Buffalo does have a good defense. So that number is 44.5. Let's take under the 44.5. And the fourth game we're going to look at is a rematch of last year's Super Bowl game as Denver and Seattle go at it. The number is 48.5. Denver will probably try to copy San Diego's formula from last week with long, slow drives eating up the clock. Seattle has that great defense. I think this should be a real battle of attrition. So let's take under 48.5. I've been doing these videos for 5 years now, and over the years I've had a lot of requests for a parlay play. So let's do that. We're going to do the Let's Take the Man's Money parlay play, 5 games, 2 against the spread, 2 over under, and 1 money line. We'll take Atlanta -6 to pay us -115, Cincinnati -6.5 to pay us -110. We'll take the under 44.5 in the San Diego Buffalo game to pay us -110, and the under in the Denver Seattle game under 48.5 to pay us -110. And we'll take the Green Bay money line. That will pay us +115. A $25 bet on the 5-play parlay will net us $699.19. Good luck. Here are my straight-up plays for the week. I'm going to be taking a lot of the favorites this week. The first 2 weeks of the year, a lot of wacky stuff has happened in them. There have been a lot of upsets. Things usually straighten out, though, after a couple of weeks of one thing happening. So I think a lot of the favorites will win. We'll talk about some potential upsets. Houston's at the Giants, and the Texans are 2.5-point favorites right now. You're asking Houston to win back-to-back on the road while asking the Giants to lose back-to-back at home. That might be questionable. Baltimore's at Cleveland. Cleveland's looking pretty good this year. Good offense, good defense, good coaching. They're slight underdogs. I think the Browns have a chance to win. We also talked about the Green Bay at Detroit. That's a game that I like straight up. And possibly Arizona at home. It all depends on who's the quarterback for the Cardinals. If it's the second stringer, go with the Giants. For my suicide pick this week, I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, those are my picks for this week. Good luck to you. If you like this video and would like to see more videos like this, on my website, geoknows.com, I host all of the other NFL YouTube prognosticators. You can find them by clicking the link, going to the page, and scrolling down and watching as many of them as you can. There's a list of all of the prognosticators on the left. If you make these videos and you're not on that list, just send me a link. I'll find your channel. I love to watch them all, and I really appreciate all that you do. Okay, for the Geo Knows YouTube channel, I am Geo. Let's take the man's money.